One.
1,
Go.
go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the PBnJ Podcast, episode 57.
What is up?
How's everybody doing?
Just sitting here in my room with my pet monster, and
Not creepy at all.
yeah, and
Just don't pet your monster, please.
I'm going to live on this stream right now. But yeah, guys. As Jordan said, 57. He's just copying the robot. We have lots of stuff we're gonna get into today, but I must apologize for I have made us late once again. You will notice that this is coming out.
My disappointment is immense, and my day is ruined.
Yeah, Bryce is a little upset about it. We could tell. It's fine. It is though my fault. I had a toothache, and it made me want to cry like a little baby.
It's as if someone took all the ketchup out of his house.
Yeah, could you imagine if that fucking happened to you?
That is devastating.
It is. So we are recording a day late. Thankfully now, thanks to the good grace of painkillers. Painkillers and antibiotics. That gets it done every time. But it does bring me to kind of a crossroads, and I wanted to bring it up to you guys and kind of get your advice.
I am a dentist, so it's good to ask me.
Sweet. So I either need to get this tooth pulled or I need to get a root canal done. I've had both. Getting a tooth pulled, you have like a gaping fucking hole in your mouth for like days, and I hate that shit.
Right.
The other side is you got to get your face drilled. So there's that.
Okay.
What do you think I should do? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. We're going to decide right now what I'm getting done.
I got one question. What's cheaper?
Well, getting the tooth pulled is cheaper, but we're not gonna. But the money in this instance isn't a concern.
My whole thing is, you said you have a gaping hole in your mouth for days. What happens after a few days? Do you grow a new tooth? You mean forever, right? Because once you pull that tooth, it's gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it grows over into like a flat spot. Like I had a tooth pulled already.
I know.
Yeah, and honestly, it sucks. Like the pain is for several days because you have a gaping, bleeding hole in your mouth.
Right.
Whereas a root canal is just like the next day is pretty much fine. I mean, it'll be sore for a few days, but not the same. So,
but you get all your pain up front during the procedure.
Not even that much because you're numb.
Do the root canal then.
Yeah, I mean,
money's no object. You don't want a hole in your mouth.
Yeah, do the root canal.
You're gonna get you're gonna get it crowned, right? When you do the root canal.
Of course.
Yeah. So if it's less pain and money isn't the problem, then why would you ever choose the other option?
Agreed. Well, then honestly, that's kind of what I was already going to do. And I wasn't going to let you guys fucking decide what I was going to do. I just thought it was funny to say. Root canal for the win. Plus my wife's dental insurance is better than mine, so I'm going to use that. But anyway, the whole reason I brought it up was I wanted to apologize for making us a day late. As far as that goes, though, it hurt so bad. I mean, I'm sure any of you guys have ever had a toothache before. It like causes a whole headache situation. No good.
Yeah, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, man, for sure. Definitely feeling good enough to, I'm pretty sure later on I get to secure my title as the champion of whatever the fuck our game's called. So I know that's gonna happen today. I think Jordan may or may not have something to talk about. I think Bryce last time left us on a cliffhanger a little bit.
There's two things I have to do, which ironically is the same things I was talking about last week, which is we have to do the tiebreaker for Florida or nah, for one, and for two, we have to get into the discussion that is the gangs of Disney. It's like Gangs of New York, but specifically related to Disney. It's wonderful.
Okay. I'm excited for that one, because I have no idea.
Yeah. I am excited too because it proves that no matter what, humans ruin everything, and it's glorious.
That sounds awesome. Humans do ruin everything.
You're welcome.
So yeah. Other than that, what's been going on this week, guys?
Absolutely nothing. I watched Infinity War with Patrick.
Yeah, we
and
did.
not you, Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
We invited you,
could've
you didn't want to go.
Yeah,
I
you were a
went-
little bitch.
Uh-huh.
A couple days early, but I live a lot farther than you guys do, and have to wake up a lot earlier. Well, than Bryce does, but
You don't gotta wake up earlier than me. How much earlier you wake up?
I wake up at 6.
Fuck out of here. I don't care.
Get the fuck out.
I wake up.
I'm not
I
driving
wake
over.
up at 7:50, which means that for me and my time, that's like 5 a.m. for me.
And I got to be up at 7. So, oh,
Yeah,
what the fuck
I
you're
wasn't
talking
about to do that.
And I live just as far as you. Granted, I was already out there because I work out there.
Exactly.
But I mean, you still could have met up and chilled. Lots of people were there. It was dope.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it was
wish I
really
could
cool.
have,
It's a lot of
but
fun.
adult
Bruce
things
went out, or Bryce went out there, and it was pretty cool. Now, I do want to say I would like to, if you guys don't mind, maybe talk about the movie a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that somewhere around here, we'll try to insert a tag for you to fast forward to.
Put it right when he says somewhere around here. We'll try to insert and then cut it right there.
Yeah.
And then put the insert and then put it in as if nothing changed.
Now, if we don't put anything in, you're probably gonna have to like skip to try to find when we're not talking
just
about
keep
it
skipping ahead because we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, because
but
from this point forward, there are spoiler dragons.
Yeah,
ahead.
ultimately, that was the worst and most dragged on way of saying spoiler alert.
It was the best way
It was the best way.
because it's the
Fuck
way
you.
we chose.
Yeah.
Make it the best.
Everything we fucking do is the best.
Fuck your shit. So Infinity War.
Yeah.
I actually ended up missing the very first fight of Infinity War because when we watched it,
Hold
the
on. Let's
theater we were
fucking
at-
let's fuck that theater. Let's talk about that shit first.
The theater we were at decided that they didn't know how to troubleshoot their own projectors
Yeah.
because we sat down and we got out of line for the concessions because we're like, oh shit, the previews are going to start like right now.
Yeah, we don't want to miss any of the movie.
Yeah, so we got up, left the concession line, sat down in the theater, drinkless, snackless, because we're dedicated to this film.
That's the worst. I
Fucking
appreciate that.
all the previews were silent. We're like, are they gonna
Yeah,
fix
like what the fuck's
sound?
going on? Like we could have stayed out there in line and got our shit and got in there. But we wanted to see the previews because like it's leading up to the movie and who knows how much time we have and we didn't want to miss anything.
And what if there was a new preview to one of the films we were looking forward to? Because sometimes they do that whole theater exclusive preview bullshit.
Exactly.
So we're hyped. We're going in there. Previews are all fucked, and then they stop the previews, and nothing's happening because the previews have frozen. So we think, they're troubleshooting. Fucking 15 minutes later, we're supposed to be 15 minutes into the movie by this point.
Yes.
15 minutes later, this guy comes in and he's like, hey, we're having problems.
We're like, no way, really?
Yeah. And we should have it up and running within like 10 minutes. Like, just wait, we'll get it up and running.
Now, I fucking asked this man, do we have time to go get something before the movie starts? And he said yes.
A definitive hard yes.
Like, he said yes, of course. And I was like, all right, fuck yeah, let's go.
So we go.
Oh, man.
Movie starts after 2 minutes of waiting in line again. Everyone else leaves.
Our buddies come out and they're like, hey, the movie's on. And we're like, at the previews again? They're like, no, they just started it. It's about to start. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I left. I ran back in.
I stayed because I refused to go back into that film without my fucking Diet Coke. I was so mad. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. They'll fill me in. Whatever. And I missed the beginning where Hulk gets the fuck beat out of him by Thanos.
Yeah, which pissed me off. Honestly, we're going to start with that. So I understand that Thor or the Hulk had to lose that fight to Thanos. Okay, I get it. I feel like that the Hulk Thanos fight should have been somewhere at the end of the movie, so we could have gotten like a really big Juggernaut fucking versus Juggernaut, badass ground-breaking fight, you know. But instead, they gave us this fight where the Hulk, you know, hits him a few good times, right? But then essentially gets his ass handed to him.
Yeah,
and gets the. I mean, he really gets the shit kicked out of him to the point where for the whole fucking rest of the movie, Hulk won't even come
Hulk's
out.
a little bitch. Yeah, he won't come out at all.
And what's amazing about that is I know that they did that as a plot device to essentially one make it to where the Hulk couldn't end the whole film right in the beginning, because Hulk has it in him. Hulk can, if he goes Planet Breaker Hulk can destroy an entire planet.
I understand, and that's what pissed me off is that the more damage caused on him, he should have gotten stronger, and it should have taken way more than it did to take him down, and that fucking pissed me off.
Yeah, understandable. Other thing is, I think they did that specifically to set up Hulk for the next movie, to where I think it's going to be Bruce and the Hulk finally coming to a true understanding, to where Bruce stays in control of the Hulk. To where we finally get the intelligent Hulk from the comics, and that's like his perfected form, to where he is actually aware of everything. And then I have a feeling we're going to get into more of a World Breaker Hulk type situation,
which would be pretty fucking dope.
I think Hulk and Bruce are going to die though in the next film.
In the next one, you think so?
I think so. I think the Hulk will have to do something, and it's the Bruce in control of the Hulk, and it's something only he can do because it's so ridiculous. But he has to die in the process, and it's all part of this whole thing to get someone else towards Thanos as like this final showdown moment. And I think that that's what's going to end up happening. Is that the Hulk will die trying to hold on to a ship that's trying to take off or some shit. And it'll somehow kill him, and Hulk and Bruce will have this whole "we did it" high five, mental high five. We worked together for this shit, and it was worth dying for type thing. And that'll be the end of that little arc. Because Hulk and him, it was basically like it was watching whenever he was talking to himself. It was like watching a very short like glimpse into a really fucked up marriage counseling. It was like, "Oh, buddy, we got some issues we got to talk about." What do you mean, no? I'll do it myself. Fuck you. Like all that.
Now, so moving
misled us. This film intentionally misled us because they show the Hulk running with everyone else.
Yeah.
In the trailers and stuff, and it was the Hulk Buster, which I don't know how it got to Wakanda. I'm wondering if there were some rewrites.
No, there's a reasoning behind it. I don't know, unless they flew it there or shot it there. I mean, also
when we originally saw it, it was in the sky, like it was a satellite type thing, right?
So
yeah, but this is the busted up. Like this is like recovered Hulk Buster armor because it's still busted up and dented, and it hasn't been repaired or anything, and it's not. We don't get to see it shot from the satellite or anything.
True.
It's like it's more like they salvaged it. But then why wasn't it upgraded if it's in Wakanda?
Yeah, I don't think it was upgraded in Wakanda. I don't know. I think that we'll have to look up why it's there.
I think it's going to be some sort of explanation. Like if we were to be given
Jordan, look it up right now.
It'll be something along the lines of Team Cap. After they split off, they like stole the Hulkbuster as a just in case.
So what else? Doctor Strange meeting Tony Stark was cool.
That was cool. They
had a couple good barbed quibs, you know, towards each other, which I liked.
They did. The new Iron Man suit is dope.
Hell yeah, the nanite Iron Man suit. Not only is it super strong, looks cool as shit. I love the effect when he put it on the first time. Everyone in the theater was like, "Oh shit! Oh hell yeah!"
Well, I mean, like at the end of the movie when he's missing most of the armor and he's able to like make it different parts, like shoot it down his leg and then shoot it back up his arm and then like to like be where it needed to be because he was almost out of it, because so much of it had got like busted
damaged.
Off of him. So that's cool.
I was most disappointed in two things. One, the Asian guy who was with Doctor Strange. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
This dude was all like, I will throw down my life to protect that time stone. That's our duty. Moment Doctor Strange is on some strange alien spaceship, dude's like, well, I can't fuck with that. I got to protect the sanctum. See you later.
Yeah, right.
Oh, all of a sudden you can't protect the time stone with your life, bro? Like, what the fuck is that? Why aren't you fighting with them?
So this movie progressed quickly. You know what I mean?
And it's taken several days to process, and the quickness had it made me able to kind of glaze over some of the plot holes. But now that I'm like slowing it down in my mind and rewatching it in my mind, and once I go through a few rewatches, there's several things that don't make sense. One, Vision was a little bitch whole movie. Vision is an Infinity Stone powered being.
Yeah. Well, the problem
is
that he can still be damaged is the problem.
Yeah, he could still be damaged, but I don't understand why they didn't even try to like he was weak sauce. Scarlet Witch was disappointing.
Well,
for a little bit.
Well, I don't know. I in the beginning there she was.
I don't understand why she was, because she's powerful enough to pick up these giant like digger like wheels of death tank thingies and throw them at an army.
My whole thing with Vision is I don't understand when he shot his beam right at the dude and that he was just able to block it with just some random alien sword or whatever. That was like a straight from the fucking Infinity Stone energy attack, you know? So that kind of pissed me off that guy
he was weak sauce as AF. These are the kids of Thanos who we didn't know existed, because all the other movies, it only shows the sisters, Nebula and Gamora. It doesn't go into all these other children of Thanos. So it was interesting to see them. My another complaint I have, like that's kind of plot hole wise, is how did the other sibling get into the tower to where Vision was when they put the barrier down only in one spot, and in that spot a bunch of thralls went through? Like, how did he sneak in?
Teleporter?
If they could teleport, then they would have done that to begin with. Like, it doesn't show anything that indicates that would work. So it doesn't make sense that he was able to get past all the Wakandan security that was in the building, because they still had some people there.
Right.
And
that is true.
And it made it as if their plan the whole time was to try and draw Scarlet Witch out, so that way they could send him to fight Vision alone. So apparently this guy is able to 1v1 Vision, and they knew that, which is weird. But Captain America 1v1 that kid and fucking destroyed his ass. Captain America should not be stronger than the Vision.
Well,
but they made it to where he beat the ass of the guy who was able to 1v1 Vision.
I mean, he would have been stronger than him at that point, though, because he was damaged, heavily damaged.
Yeah, that's true. So he didn't have his full power, you know.
Like he had been like actually run through.
He got stabbed, and it was through with a blade that somehow stopped him from phasing.
Exactly.
Which they don't explain how. They just said it shouldn't be possible.
But
why is it possible?
So whatever.
What is that sword made out of, and why is it powered to be able to?
Which is what I'm saying is the only reason that he was able to be taken down like that, and then it looked like Captain America was stronger, was because of the damage caused by that weapon.
Yeah. And two things real quick before you continue. I don't want to derail you, but one, the discrepancy between the movie and the trailer, the directors did that on purpose.
Yeah. That was to
throw you off. See exactly how the movie was going to progress. So that was kind of obvious, but I just wanted to confirm. But also how Hulkbuster got there. He got the Hulkbuster armor in New York and flew it to Wakanda.
Where was that scene though?
It wasn't in the movie. It was deleted.
Well,
apparently, according to the article I read. But it was deleted, but he got it in New York.
So there are some, hold on, there's some comics that fill in a bunch of mid-gap. Maybe it's something in there too. I don't know. We'll have to look into it. We'll have to look into it.
Because it was just jarring for me to see the Hulkbuster out of nowhere. And I'm like, I get it. They want him in there so he can fight, so he can be useful. And the Hulkbuster is the closest thing to him being the Hulk. So that also makes sense. So he can feel close to being himself.
What I wanted was for him to be fighting in the Hulkbuster, get his ass kicked, and then all of a sudden get angry and just fucking
and the Hulk
bust
out of the suit.
The Hulkbuster
That
as the Hulk and just start fucking slam jamming people.
Well, that was cool. According to that same article, though, how the movie was originally written, but the directors got tired of the same thing happening where Hulk shows up at the last minute and saves the day and stuff like that. That's
sort of what he is, though. But okay, whatever.
I mean,
that just means that they're getting ready to end his arc. I mean, that's what that tells me.
And this is why I'm doubling down on my theory that Hulk is going to die in the next Avengers. One, because they don't want to have spin-off Hulk movies. Everyone knows the Hulk does not work on a singular movie, on his own movie. It just doesn't work out. It's a very linear character.
Yeah,
was bad.
It wasn't bad. It was definitely better than the original, but it wasn't great. And it basically said everything that needed to be said about the character. I'm on the run. Oh, I'm angry. Oh, they've taken parts of me that I didn't want them to have because they'll misuse it. Oh, they misused it. Now I have to kill this creation that they made.
And that's going to be
myself. That's essentially what every single Hulk movie would become.
Unless we got some like Planet Hulk or...
Yeah, I mean, if they were to do a Hulk movie outside of that, it would be interesting to see him going about in space and how he got to the arena with...
That movie would be cool.
That movie would be cool. So, like, that would be the only Hulk movie they could potentially make. And I don't see and they don't need him alive after Infinity War to do that because that's a prequel. So ultimately, Hulk is going to die doing something, and it's specifically because Bruce and Hulk are going to work together towards this goal because they realize there's something bigger than themselves, and even Hulk is like accepting.
We get it. So
I'm sorry,
so much. Me. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see.
Because if it's just Hulk came back, that's the stupidest arc.
The problem is that's what this whole fucking movie is going to be, though, and that's what pisses me off a little bit. People are like, we're definitely losing people. Sure, we're going to lose whoever has to bring everyone back, whoever wields the gauntlet, whoever that may be.
My theory is still Tony.
I don't know if it's going to be Tony. I think that Tony was integral, and I'd like to talk about that. But and anybody that died before that finger snap moment, they're not coming back.
Not for the movie, no. They'll come back. Oh, you mean before the finger snap? Anyone who died? Okay, I gotcha.
Do you understand? So, but everyone else that died, that touching scene with Peter Parker, the one
he already has movies confirmed for after that.
The one I was upset about was Groot.
Yeah, they didn't have to kill Groot.
You know, watching them disappear, I was like, oh man, that sucks. However, I know you have future movies, and I know that this isn't a final. So whatever ends up happening, whether it be Thanos decides to bring everyone back, whether it be somebody has to end up sacrificing themselves to do it, or however it happens, those people are coming back. So I don't think it's
make a huge ass movie like Black Panther and then kill off the hero and be like, all right. T'Challa dies, by the way. You're welcome. He's one of the dust bunnies.
Yeah, there's lots of dust bunnies.
By the way, everyone who got finger snapped, I affectionately call dust bunnies.
Yeah.
And my least favorite dust bunny was fucking and they ruined this character for me is Peter Quill. They turned Star-Lord into an idiot, and he's always been kind of dumb, but he had that street smart, I can still get stuff done, I can still plan, I can still do stuff. But they turned him into, I'm not worried about anything other than like these direct needs and my direct needs. And some of his dialogue just felt really like extra stupid.
I think he let the emotion get the best of him. You know, in this movie.
Which, I mean, to be fair, that's something that has happened before. I mean, in the second Guardians, which I watched today, the reason why he's able to overpower his father is because he found out that his father gave his mom cancer, which fucked up.
Super fucked up.
But it's just, holy shit, man. Like, I just felt like they dumbed him down too much.
Man.
And I think it was specifically to set all this up, and I think it was... They wrote him dumber so they could make the story they wanted and use him as a plot device. That's my theory.
You call it dumber. I don't think so. I think that it was jealous boyfriend / we were finally legitimately a thing and now you're dead emotional reaction. I don't think it was dumber.
I'm not even necessarily talking about the moment where he fucked everything up by punching.
No. You're talking about the scene where he's like,
where he played my mom died from cancer.
Yeah, that was
my dad. I had to kill my dad. Ooh.
That was the jealous boyfriend thing.
Yeah, but I feel like they could have written that way better without him playing the fucking.
I don't know. I think it was fucking hilarious.
Me too.
That's fine.
He was trying to be a show off.
Yeah, he was. But that's the thing, is the way he was being a show off was stupid, in my opinion. I felt like they could have written cleverer ways, but I think that they wanted him to appear more childish to make excuses for why he does what he does to Thanos, when they could have just gotten away with he had an emotional outburst from what happened.
Okay. And what you're talking about, honestly, because you're spoiler as fuck right now, is that Tony and Spider-Man through and
Tony, Spider-Man, Mantis, Doctor Strange, and Drax. Yeah. They all were holding down Thanos in this like really good formation where everyone got an arm and fucking
Mantis was on his head.
Forcing him to sleep.
Yeah.
But she couldn't get him to sleep because he was too powerful. I mean, honestly.
Though the other thing that made me mad is Doctor Strange had the ability to multiply himself with some Naruto ass shadow shit, and then throw a bunch of lashes onto Thanos to try and restrain him by himself. Why didn't he just do that with the 5? Like, why didn't all of them plus him with all those other whips? Like,
who knows? Who fucking knows?
He could have had all of them just pull on the gauntlet, because both Tony and Peter were struggling with this gauntlet. Clone 2 of yourselves so you can help out with the gauntlet. Like, he had the ability to do it. I don't know why he did not.
Well, there's a lot of times when you're like, I don't know why they didn't. You know what I mean?
Other than,
like, for example,
we need this to go this way for plot.
In the beginning of the fucking movie, Iron Man uses some crazy badass multi-beam fucking laser shit, with like pieces that detach from him and like that shit. Never, and he used that against like a mid-level boss. Never used it again.
Yeah,
like
that would have been uber fucking useful against Thanos.
I thought that the fight against the wizard was kind of weak. It made for a great throwaway line
in the beginning of the movie.
No. When Tony jumps out towards the alien wizard, and the alien wizard's like, "Oh, my powers are too much for you," and he's like, "Yeah, maybe, but the kid's seen more movies." And then he just blasts them out of the airlock by blowing a hole into the side.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I thought it was cool, but I wish there was like a little bit more before that happened. Like, he fought him towards a weakened space. Like, I wanted there to be an actual fight, because this character, this wizard, is proven to be like actually competent. I wanted there to be, I need him to be closer to the thing, and then I blow the airlock. But
I think that was time constraint, movie time constraint.
It probably was.
Yeah,
but
especially
it still makes me
already
sad
had
that
a big
strong character like that didn't think, wow, these guys have explosives. Hopefully they don't blow something up to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good valid point. Yeah.
So, is there anything else that you guys wanted to get off your chest, or a spoiler drop for the movie? Maybe one last thought or something from you guys.
What do you think?
Peter getting back the suit was awesome. Though I'm sad we didn't get to hear any of her AI.
Yeah.
Like, they should have brought back the suit's AI.
Well, that's not. I mean, yeah, he got back a cool suit, but that's like the even more upgraded version of the suit that he was offered, at the end of his movie.
Yeah, but like, it obviously has the AI because it was doing things on its own.
Yeah, it was
like, it was pulling out the home.
Yeah.
Try and send him home, but also like when he was fighting, he pulled out the legs and grabbed the sides. He's like, "Wait, what are those?" He didn't actively do that. That was the suit reacting. There could have been some lines of dialogue from the AI, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hope he loses that suit before his next movie.
Oh, he will. Whatever happens in Infinity War, it's going to be destroyed.
Also,
when he comes back, it's not going to be there. And Tony won't be able to make him a new one because he's going to be dead because he reses everyone. Hashtag my thoughts.
do you have any thoughts, Jordan?
Man, so many. I really can't like pinpoint one.
Yeah.
Because outside of the movie mythos of like, just based off of a character standpoint, Tony makes the most sense for me for him to make the sacrifice. One, because all the movies have been about him to a certain degree and his vision and his fear. Reason why Ultron happened was because of him. The reason why a lot of things happened is because of him. And like he was the main proponent behind agreeing to this accords because he saw the damage that was caused. Like, and now he has the most to lose out of the candidates, in my opinion.
I also think Pepper's gone.
I don't know. I feel like she might not have been dustified because if she was dustified, they would have showed us, in my opinion.
No, I think they didn't show us on purpose. And that's going to be a holy shit, I can't believe that happened moment in the next movie. When he gets home to try to talk to see her, she's going to be gone. And then that's going to throw him over the edge to craziness.
It could be.
Crazy Tony is going to have a major part in the next movie. And some of the next movie is going to be trying to get him under control because he's went apeshit bananas.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been cool if Pepper was there and he still had to do this and Pepper finally understood he had to do it, but then he has to sacrifice himself knowing the cost that he won't be able to be there with Pepper after he promised her he would.
Yeah, they're not going to get married and all that.
Yeah, that they're not going to be married.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Captain America that uses the gauntlet.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that they're the most likely between the two. Between everyone, those two are the most likely. One, their contracts are coming up.
Yeah.
So they're both probably going to die, but I just feel like Steve doing it would be less of an impact because he has literally nothing in this world. Like he has no family. His friends are the Avengers, so bringing him back would be his primary goal. Like it just feels like he's a lot more expendable.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they don't do that just because of that, because he is completely like just pointless. Yeah. Like he would be the easy. I think it'd be even better for him to be forced to live out his days knowing Tony died for everyone to bring them back, and he's still a fish out of water, and he still just has to keep on keeping on, and then he leads the new Avengers, or he dies in the process trying to get Tony to where it needs to be. Maybe he tries to do the gauntlet and something backfires and he dies, and then it's Tony's turn or something.
Yeah, so somehow somebody's gonna die. So
yeah.
What?
Oh, I just wanted to see if we were going to talk about the post-credit scene.
Oh, Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Before we do, quick note: after Guardians 2 ended, I watched the post-credit scene to that because I haven't watched Guardians 2 until today. The Sovereign has a birthing pod, and she says that she's going to name it Adam.
Yeah, that's Adam.
I think that's Adam Warlock. That's another character that after Nebula got the gauntlet in the comics, Adam Warlock and Thanos work together to stop her because she goes on this whole fucking crazy thing to where she becomes a god in the universe. And Thanos joins up with them because he realized the power that, was wrought and everything's wrong. And Adam Warlock is the one who actually equips the gauntlet and makes everything right. I find it interesting that they teased Adam because he goes by just Adam or him.
But listen, he should have also had the one of the stones. I don't remember which one should have been with him, but we didn't have him as a character yet.
Yeah,
so that was confusing as well. So obviously, whatever happened in the comics is probably definitely not going to happen in the movie.
Yeah, I don't
introducing him so different.
I feel like Adam Warlock, he might become a thing for the movie just so we have another hero on the roster to beef up our squad. But I don't think he's going to be the one to ultimately do everything.
No,
but they
Captain Marvel, they've already said, is going to be the strongest.
Yes.
Avenger.
Captain Marvel is the Superman of the Marvel universe to a certain degree.
Yeah, so that's going to be cool.
That's going to be very cool.
But and then like they disappear, and I was surprised to see them, kill both of them.
Yeah, that was a little odd to me. But
yeah, they killed Fury and what's her face?
Hill,
Yeah.
Hill, yeah.
I just think it's also as weird statistically, like speaking, since it was only like a random selection of people that
50%
got
of the
wiped
population.
out. Then so many people that we know went though. You know what I mean? It just seems
If we
like
look at the
I don't think it
roster,
was
I wonder if
truly
it's
random.
perfectly 50%. No, it was truly random. That's Thanos' entire mindset is random killing of 50%.
yeah.
I don't think so. I really don't.
Actually, I
In this
don't
case.
I don't know if you know this. There's a website called Did Thanos Kill Me?
Yes.
Yeah. My wife died.
survived.
I survived.
Hey, we're survivors together. Patrick, you a dust bunny?
I haven't checked. I'll check after break. I'll check while we're
Okay.
on break.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, I think that we'll take a break. We spent a lot of time talking about this, so when we come back from break, no more Infinity War spoiler.
No more spoiler.
And we'll probably pick right up with maybe
Something
the tiebreaker for Florida or not.
That sounds good.
All right.
All right, that works.
See y'all after break.
We'll be back.
Recording stopped.
Sweet.
Sweet.
All right.
Ironically enough, all the Nas stories I have are from Germany. So it basically is Germany or Florida rather than Germany or nah. But it's back at our roots, so
Yeah, why not?
You should change it to Germany or nah for the tiebreaker.
what do you mean? Like find different stories that aren't from Germany?
Instead of guessing if it was Florida, I guess it was Germany.
Yeah, turn it into Germany or nah.
Oh, for some reason I still heard it as Florida. No. Okay. So Germany or no. Okay.
We're fucking creation masters.
Sure.
It kind of sounded like you said Croatian masters.
We're that too.
I am the master of Croatia.
No,
I am the click commander.
you shouldn't say that. We're definitely still live on YouTube.
I don't know what to tell you. I shouldn't announce that I'm Croatia's master?
No, probably not.
Why not?
Doesn't Croatia have a president?
I don't know.
I don't know. Just why not?
I'm pretty sure it's a democracy. Yeah, Croatia has a president. Why are you so afraid? Are you afraid our Croatian demographic will be mad at me on the YouTubes?
Oh, I was just kidding.
A woman too.
Yeah. Damn, they're more forward thinking than us. I
wonder.
Jesus.
What?
Someone I know got really mad at the new Nicki Minaj song.
Why?
It's called Chun-Li. And one of her idols growing up was Chun-Li. So when she heard the song, she was like, "This is absolute fucking garbage." And so she's on a rage bender.
So it's garbage anyway. But
well, yeah, that's her whole thing. Is Nicki Minaj is not the person to make a homage to Chun-Li.
Was the song about Chun-Li?
From what I understand, yes.
Oh.
I'm looking it up.
And she thinks that it's purely just for the pop culture reference because she apparently gets a lot of things wrong in the song. And I haven't heard the song, so I don't know. I'll probably look it up and listen to it later. But like every form of social media that she has is her being like, fuck Nicki Minaj. Which is amazing. Like I respect the dedication and the rage,
Well, I'm playing the video right now. And
I would find it hilarious if she actually like dressed up as Nicki Minaj or as Chun-Li.
Hasn't even started yet. She's not wearing much.
I mean, she never is, so I'm not surprised about that.
I'm just gonna look up the lyrics.
One of the top news stories is that Nicki Minaj got high and watched the Chun-Li video 48 times. So apparently she got high and watched her own video 48 times. Which is like, wow.
I don't think that this has anything to do with any actual reference to Chun-Li.
Well, so far, looking at the lyrics, it's not.
She dresses up as Chun-Li in the video.
Apparently, she says Chung-Li with a G at the end.
Could be.
If that's true, I can get that.
But yeah, she dresses up as Chun-Li in the video. I'm looking at it right now.
I went and
what part?
So the outfit where she has the glowing like hoop earrings and she has the two buns. Yeah. That's part of a Chun-Li costume. Like with the high neck and the shoulder pads and everything, that is Chun-Li.
She says, I copped the chopsticks, put it in my bun just to pop shit. I guess that would be part of it too. But that's only 2 references so far. Jeez, these lyrics are fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's because they're not meant to be read. They're meant to be heard only in the context of that song.
Honestly, it doesn't matter because even on paper, it should make sense.
Not only that, but she's also referencing Mortal Kombat, which is not the game that Chun-Li's in. Because I'm looking at a Raiden /
well, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying is that it's not really
Lara Croft
referencing anything specific other than
naming the song after a character she dresses up as in the song.
Some reference that she knows and knows very little about and wrote a rap song about it. It's not, you know what I mean? Like she's not like paying homage to a character.
No, she's not actually paying homage, and that's what's making everyone mad. Is she's just like throwing pop culture references out there and like representing those characters without actually representing them.
Yeah, it's usually happens a lot though.
Yeah, and people get mad then too. Why would this be any different? You're acting like they're not going to get mad.
No, I'm not. Not at all.
All right.
No, I was just analyzing it with you. I know it's your friend that doesn't like it, Brycey. Calm down, buddy. This is not one of your internet fights. I promise you, I'm on your side.
No,
I think it's stupid. We were just making fun of it.
I'm not like wigging out or anything. It's just
sounded on the edge. It's all right. I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Actually, I am done with my drink. I'm going to go grab a new one real quick.
Oh, my God.
2 seconds.
I'm just a sleepy boy.
I'm back. Hello.
Hello?
Where's my video? There it is. How low can you go?
No.
Is that no or not very low?
No.
How low can you go?
No.
No.
There's a baby here. Look at the cutie. Whole purpose to watch the video so you can see me pet my cat.
Right?
I love you. You the best. We them boys. You pawn for more lovies? Okay. You get more lovies. Okay, that's it. That's it, though. That's all the lovies. Oh, you want more? Okay. I think my cat has lockjaw.
Think so?
Every now and then she'll like crack her jaw and it's weird.
That's gross.
Yeah. Kind of spoops me out, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I ain't gonna lie to you, boy.
Oh yeah, so the two best lines from Guardians 2 were both from Yondu. First one is I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I fucking love that one. Like, is Mary Poppins cool? And Star-Lord's just like, yeah, he's cool. Because he's like, oh, I love you, Yondu.
Yeah.
And then he may have been your father, but he ain't your daddy, boy. I was just like, damn, Yondu. Why you hit me with the field skis, bruh? Those were the two top lines for Guardians 2 for me.
Yeah. I liked both Guardians movies. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was my favorite movie for a long time.
Yeah, that was my favorite Marvel film for a long time too. Mm-hmm. Like, it was better.
I really liked Iron Man and whatnot. I have actually yet to watch Black Panther. I'm getting ready to watch Black Panther, so
you should. It's so good.
I haven't seen it either.
But I like the character and I like the actor.
I'm kind of sad we didn't see more of what the other tribes did. Because in Black Panther, there are like 5 very distinguished, like, elder council members type deal.
Yeah.
But in Infinity, and in that movie, we didn't get to see them either. But we never really get an explanation for what they are, whether or not they have active military portions, or if it's purely just we do all the agriculture, or what the families are really. And we don't get to see like their specific weapon styles or anything like that. Because in Infinity War, we didn't get it either. We just got the stuff we got from Black Panther, and I was hoping for just a little bit more from Wakanda doing.
I mean, we
best.
might get that. We might get that.
Might get it in the second
in another movie. So
yeah, I mean, we probably will in another movie. I'm just sad, like,
we haven't seen it yet.
That we haven't seen it yet, especially because thematically, the reason why we would have seen it now and why it would make sense to see it now is because this is the end of days. Like, the universe is about to end. We're pulling out all the stops. Let's fire all the lasers and all that shit. But we didn't really get that.
Yeah. Well,
damn it. I need to change my battery.
You guys want to come back, or you want to change your battery real quick?
2 seconds. I don't even have to get out of my chair.
All right.
1 Mississippi.
Don't be a cunt.
You want to see one thing that I got for my birthday?
What?
One thing, I don't know why. Doesn't even matter how hard I try. Keep that in mind. I'd explain this ride something.
Look at this. It's a piggy bank.
That's cool.
My father-in-law got me that. And my uncle got me Google Wi-Fi. as well.
Oh, that's cool.
I haven't hooked it up yet, but
how many do you got?
Just one. I only need one.
Let me know how that goes. I want to get 3.
Hello.
Yeah, your house.
My name is Farber Dan.
Mine is pretty linear, and it's not that big. So,
like, I want to put like
just
one
shot down
right
the hall.
here, like outside this door, and I want to put like one on the other side of my living room, and then I want to put like one back where my laundry room is, like blanket my house.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
If I had a bigger house, I would, but
I thought about doing something like that, having one in my room and have one in the living room.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
So Jordan, I think that you'll bring us back.
Yeah.
And bring us back into introducing, Bryce
the tiebreaker
to do our tiebreaker, and then we'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
After the tiebreaker, I would like to break it up with talking about the penetration thing.
Yeah.
Right. And then we'll go into
Gangs of Disney.
All
right.
I want to do all 3 of those topics because there might legitimately be people that skip over the whole.
Yeah. So even if it runs a little longer to get enough content for those who have to skip over the spoilers.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. So,
and at the end of the episode, we can do something along the lines of, hey, sometimes when we do this podcast, we want to talk about spoiler things. If it's something to where, you think we should do like a separate mini show for any spoiler things and leave the main show just as the main show, or
maybe
did you like, or did you like, and then we'll say, or did you like where we just said, hey, skip ahead? What are your thoughts? Tell us about it. And then essentially we can use that and say, hey, we got feedback. And we can, decide from there. And I will tell you what our decision will be after we're off the YouTube.
What the fuck just happened? Okay.
Hey,
I'm gonna
motherfucking boy.
I'm gonna start recording.
Recorda.
All right. Recording in motion.
What just happened?
Oh yeah, I should do that.
There we go. Okay.
Bang us in.
I'm also recording, so boom, boom. 3,
2, 1,
go. Hey everybody, and unless you were watching the YouTube, I wanted to say "day bow bow" before we did anything. That was so funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, for anybody who's not watching the video, before we did our countdown, he did the and it made me laugh.
Yeah.
I love Yellow. The band that does that is Yellow, without the W.
Never knew.
They are
never knew.
But they are so good. They're so good.
That's an excellent fucking song.
It is an excellent song.
And you completely threw me off with it when you did
that. Welcome back from break.
Welcome back.
Jordan accidentally got fried.
That's what I call a pre-rail. That's where we derail them before we even start.
That was phenomenal, man. That was so effortless too. But welcome back.
4D chess.
Yeah, welcome back. Either Jordan, I think was about to say you either skipped ahead to this point,
or you went through our gigantic Infinity War spoiler. But we're done with it now, so
no worries.
Spoiler free.
Promise.
Yeah, we won't talk about anything.
Yeah, so now I think we're gonna jump right into our tiebreaker round.
Yeah. Well, this is where
you guys need to get your thinking caps on. Because it's not really a mix-up, but it is. I'm calling it Germany or nah for the tiebreaker, because all of the nah stories ended up coming from Germany anyway. This time, Germany upped their weirdness for me for the tiebreaker, which is nice.
Okay, so we're out of our realm a little bit then.
Yeah, out of our comfort zone. I kind of like that. That's a nice challenge.
All right, I'm about to me and this face sucker that I have on my head right now are about to kick you away.
I hate to make you think you're too far out, because I mean it's still Florida, but they can only compete with each other. But I'm just gonna get us right in there.
Yeah, let's go.
And I want to start off with
Georgia.
What I feel is a good place to start.
Okay.
Which is parents convinced not to name child Lucifer after court hearing. Who's it going to be?
Okay. I will guess first, and I am going to go ahead and say this is Germany.
Okay, so you're going with Germany?
Yeah, I'm going Germany.
You're both going Germany in a brave match for match, point for point, or not point. And these are the final answers. Yes, final answer,
Yeah.
final answer.
Yeah.
It was Germany earlier this year in Kassel. After parents gave birth to their son, they were told by an official at the local registry office that they couldn't name the child Lucifer because it might put the child in danger of like crazy religious fanatics who will try and kill him.
Makes sense.
And so the name put too much danger that they couldn't allow it, which I thought was like, because originally I thought they were going to be like, oh, it's offensive or something like that. But they're like, no, we're just worried about your kid getting the shit kicked out of him because they think he's a demon. So
yeah.
I respect that decision.
I respect that too.
So,
but also, what the fuck?
I have a suggestion for the game.
Okay.
To prevent me and Jordan from being able to pick the same thing, right? The way I think it should work is you give us a question, okay? And then me or Jordan will be like, say something or be like, me first or whatever. Or buzz.
You'll buzz in.
Yeah, we'll buzz in. And I give my answer. If I'm right, I get the point. If I'm wrong, Jordan gets the point. Like, so if you buzz in and you get it wrong, the other person gets the point.
So whoever has an official answer in their mind, okay, I respect that.
Right.
I respect that.
How many questions do we have?
We have 3 more.
Okay.
So still plenty for a tiebreaker.
Perfect. Yeah.
Still plenty for a tiebreaker.
Because otherwise, we're just going to keep picking what each other picks.
Yeah, which
that's
would
not
be
why.
dumb.
But
I know it's not why, but I mean, let's be real here. So we'll add a buzzer effect, and I will be the judge. So if you feel like you were like I'm wrong, fuck you, I'm right. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on, and we're gonna go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was testing it.
Premature.
Well, what is it? What is it? Since
No,
you just hear the question.
No, I was making sure it worked. I was just making sure the buzzer worked.
Oh, okay. Well, just be careful because next time I'll demand an answer right away.
Okay.
Bitch.
Couple transporting grill injured after SUV explodes when woman lights a cigarette.
Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Florida.
Final answer?
I'm going to say yes, and this is why. Grill, SUV, cigarette. Florida.
It is Florida. You get that point. The first blood has been drawn in our tiebreaker event.
Damn.
So go ahead and...
Did you like the reasoning, though?
I loved it. It was perfect. Police say drug-addled trio imagined attacker.
A what?
Police say drug-addled trio imagined attacker.
Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Florida.
You're going with Florida? Do you have any like reasoning behind it? You're gonna hit me with it?
So much drugs, bro. We have so much drugs here. I can't put it past some dumbass Floridian being like, "Oh my god, I was attacked by that thing."
Hey, can I just say that you've already picked your answer? So I mean, I would have picked Germany.
You want to pick Germany?
Because hallucinogen. Anyway.
So that's your thought is hallucinogen? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have the thoughts in. It was Florida.
Damn.
Officials find meth lab, spent ammo shells, and a toilet thrown from window. 3 people were yelling for help and banging wood on an upper story window.
That's fucking awesome.
They were being shot at and held hostage, and essentially they were all just drugged out and thought they were being held hostage from each other. And they imagined an attacker because they were so tweaked out and they were trying to get help and they were shooting guns at what they thought was an attacker.
And it was the toilet.
Telling you, dumbass.
They threw the toilet out, trying to get attention. It's just it
worked. I mean,
so we are back to tie. So
we're tied.
This is the final. This is the final. I need you guys to put some thoughts into this because I wanted to make it not necessarily even. So it may or may not be one or the other. I need you guys to up your game, really think it through. So,
wait, what do you mean?
Final question. Vandals pee in holy water of Catholic Church.
Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
You buzzed. What's your answer?
Shit.
You can't just buzz and then not give an answer.
It's Germany.
You're hitting me with Germany?
Yeah, because I think that even though we have more public masturbation in Florida, peeing on stuff is like a thing that happens.
That is classic in Europe.
Yeah.
It is Germany. They peed in the holy water. Some people broke in. They damaged some statues and shit. And they pissed in the holy water, which is just like, wow. That puts the hero and winner, the champion,
some might say,
Florida or nah, Patrick.
For now.
For now.
Well, I think that next time, whatever game we have should be different.
Oh yeah, we're gonna mix it up. I have some thoughts on that, and I'll talk to you guys about that later. But we'll make.
So hold on, yeah, we will. Speaking of interesting, before we move on, because I know that there's another thing that Bryce has been teasing to talk about, but I'm gonna interrupt him for a second. So you guys know that today I went to. Well, first of all, it was Skylar's birthday. She was 14 today. We went to Rainforest Cafe.
She was. She didn't make it.
Yes. She is 14 today. Fuck you.
Okay. Just making sure.
Piece of shit. We went to Rainforest Cafe. It was really awesome. And definitely enjoyed ourselves.
That place is definitely a good time.
Yeah.
And it's a little pricier than some restaurants, but it's not like Cheesecake Factory prices. So
well, I mean, there was 5 of us. We spent just under $200.
Oh Jesus! What did you buy?
Jesus Christ, man!
Listen, but the steak was really good. The burgers were really, really good. The big volcano dessert was really good.
Okay, this makes more sense. Yeah.
And the atmosphere was pretty awesome.
That's the best part about Rainforest Cafe.
It really is. But anyway,
experience.
Earlier in the day, right? This is not a Disney story, so I just wanted to mention that. Happy birthday, Skylar! It was super awesome.
Happy birthday!
Earlier in the day, I went to my niece's first communion. As most of you know, I grew up Catholic. I am my niece's godfather.
Oh, so you have to show up
on her first communion. Yeah, so I showed up, and we were dressed all snazzy, and it was fun, and we went and had to go through the whole mass, right? So we went to 11 o'clock mass. I don't know if anybody's been to a Catholic church. It's very regimented and how it works.
I heard they changed what you say back to him when he says "Peace be with you."
It's not also with you anymore.
Yeah,
what something else? I couldn't hear because you can't really tell what everybody's saying. You know what I mean?
I think no one actually knows. Something hoping because everyone knew, and also with you.
Yeah, but there's been a bunch of changes, and so I was like, what? Because I haven't been to church, admittedly, in a while. We kind of all know my stance, but whatever. Not what we're here to discuss.
Yeah.
It was a good mass, and the church is pretty. I've never been to that church before. It's in Sanford.
Really?
Yeah, and and of course my niece looked beautiful in her dress, and all the little kids looked super cute, and it's their first communion, so
they're hyped.
Yeah, and
we get to drink wine.
Today's thing was about love, right? Because there's always kind of like a theme.
Right.
So the first 2 readings, and then there's the gospel reading, right? And then he does the Godfather, and then he does his, sermon essentially, right?
Yeah.
And now we're sitting in the pew. I don't know if anybody knows that's what it's called. It's called a pew.
Pew. Benches you sit in.
The little benches with the kneely things on them. And this church's kneely thing subpar, by the way.
Disappointing.
Yes, disappointing. So the priest, first of all, is like, you could tell he's cool guy priest. He has like beard, a little thicker than mine, right? Actually, a bit thicker than mine, probably double thick.
Wow.
Like his hair definitely had some gel in it, right? He did have to put some glasses on when he was reading, but you could tell he's like cool guy priest, right?
Right.
And I think he played a funny joke today, and I think only me and my brother-in-law got it. Okay. So I'm sitting next to Jimmy, my brother-in-law, right? And we're trying to be good boys, obviously. And the priest is up there giving his thing, and it was really good, but he then it fucking happened. Okay.
The incident.
He said, "Let the love penetrate you." So then I kind of look around, and I'm like, in my own head, I'm like, right, like that.
Of course.
And then he says it again, right? That you got to let it penetrate you. And I'm like, wow. And I look over, and my brother-in-law looks at me as well, and we just were like,
Did you do the eyebrow raise like?
Right? So now we're kind of like vibrating the pew because we're like silently giggling together.
Boys, yeah.
And now my wife sitting next to me smacks me in the leg. She's like, "Stop it!" and then he starts talking about how the little boys and girls are here to receive him and whatnot, and the love is going to penetrate their soul, and they're going to receive him. And we're just like, oh,
wow.
Oh, it needs to stop.
I'm going to go ahead and say he was not trying for this so far. I think it was just you guys having a gutter.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. And then the joke part happened, I feel like.
Okay.
He said this shit like 5 times, like solid in a row. Like he's like, penetrate the love. Penetrate you. The love is going to penetrate you. Okay. he just kept going. It was so fucking funny.
I'm going to go ahead and say he wasn't intending to imply that your kids were going to be penetrated by love in that way. I'm just going to go ahead and say that's not what happened, and you just have a gutter mind.
And essentially, it was fucking hilarious. I was like crying.
Yeah.
It was so funny because if you were listening to it, the delivery was amazing. And now, granted, I don't really think that. I honestly do think that when he said it several times, that it was unnecessary.
Oh, it definitely was unnecessary.
I mean, from the get-go, he didn't need to say it like that.
Yeah.
You don't need
he was very passionate. Everything he said was very passionate.
Well, I mean, he was penetrating.
Which is what made it so fucking funny.
I would be passionate too.
He's like, it's gonna.
No one wants a dead fish penetrating.
So, but I'm not gonna say it 8 times.
Oh man!
About your little girl going to her communion.
And now my sister, like, she like kind of looks at me. She's like, "Stop it!" I'm like, "Jessica, I'm trying to let this love penetrate me. Stop telling me what to do."
I'm trying to let it penetrate me deep, at least a good 8 inches.
She's like, "Fucking stop it."
If that love doesn't penetrate me 8 inches, it's not the love I'm looking for.
To God, he said it again, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to pee my pants." And then eventually, it ended. But then I swear to God, everything that was said from that point forward, it was just wrong, and I was just like, "This is fucking hilarious." Now I'm not trying to offend anybody, or whatever, but
right, it's just
you had to be there.
Speech to be very impassionate and very about penetration.
It was so much about penetration. And I promise you that, like, my brother-in-law, right, Jimmy was sitting next to me, and he couldn't stop laughing. He was just like it was so good. Oh man. Anyway, that was my day. And then we came home. Actually, we went there. We hung out for a little bit at my sister's house. Love penetration happened this morning before we left the house. So
I'm happy.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
First time.
I'm just happy for you.
But yeah, guys, I had a super interesting day, and I got penetrated by love. So
I'm happy for you.
There's that.
Like, legitimately filled with joy and penetrating my love.
You know what's funny? When I was at Rainforest Cafe today, if we didn't have Skylar's friend with us, we would have went to Disney at night. I wonder if I was at Disney at night, if I'd run into one of those Disney gangs.
Oh, look at that segue, ladies and gentlemen. Give Patrick a hand. Because Disney gangs are a real thing. They're known as social clubs, kind of similar to like how the biker clubs are social clubs.
Interesting.
What's funny is, generally speaking, the Disney gangs are innocuous. They've been acknowledged by Disney, and they're cool with it. Everyone just kind of dresses up. They all have like denim jackets that they have their favorite character on. That's supposed to represent the gang.
Yeah.
So,
it's a little weird.
It's a little weird. Because usually it's very innocuous and everything's cool. However, there's a lawsuit right now going between two primo gangs.
The Sharks and the Jets.
I mean, kinda. I wouldn't be surprised if they started snapping their fingers at each other. There's the Main Street Fire Station 55 Social Club, which are they're a firefighter Disney gang. And Main Street and Disney, and it's something to where they all came together. Yeah, bear with me. They had a charity event off of Main Street, and it was really cool. It was in the park. It was this big charity event. Everything was great. They are claiming that 19 members of the White Rabbits, which is the White Rabbits from Alice in Wonderland, came up to them and stated that essentially they wanted protection money. Your charity event's really nice. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. Pay us to protect your event.
Oh my God, really?
Yup.
Did this really happen though?
It did.
Hold on.
It did. This is a real thing. This is
so what character
something
was this?
This is the 55 Main Street, which is just a firefighter social club. But the other one were the White Rabbits, which was the White Rabbit from the Alice in Wonderland.
So a GD White Rabbit hopped up to the fucking firefighter and was like, "Hey, bro,
yeah,
you wanna?
Hey, this is a nice charity event. It'd be a real shame if something happened. Pay our Disney Club for protection money. We'll make sure that nothing happens to your charity event.
We'll be back for our dough. Boing, boing, boing."
I mean, essentially, that's what the fuck? And there's like 100 clubs. And it's anywhere from 5 to 6 members to more than 100 in a club. And they all have like registers. They all have their badges. They even have this whole initiation process where you're allowed to wear a denim jacket and go with them to the parks, but you can't wear the patch yet. You have to earn your patch, just like in a biker gang. You can't fly the colors.
What do I got to go beat up a little kid and steal his cotton candy?
Right.
I mean, they all have different things you have to do, and it's insane, and it's just amazing. And some people believe that the claims are false, and that there were certain members in the White Rabbits gang. There is a member who had a podcast, and he started talking shit about this other social club, saying that the social club was being led astray and that the leader of it was doing bad stuff, and there was like some sort of embezzling going on or whatever. And they believe that this was an attempt to throw shit back at them. But the fact that you have two sides of the story, one is either they full on tried to run a protection racket on Disney property for a Disney charity event, or there was mudslinging going on, and it got to the point where they're falsifying claims of this, which is also illegal.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that these Disney clubs have beef to this level to where they're willing to risk jail time either way, absolutely batshit insane to me.
Yeah, no, for real.
It is.
I want you guys, whenever you guys go to the Disney parks, I want you to keep an eye out for any denim jackets, and you'll start to see them. Because I didn't really think about it before, but I went after I learned about these, and I saw members of the Twinks. They're a Tinkerbell based club. It's mostly female, but a couple males.
But they are is it'd be like us three being like, okay, we're from now on, we're gonna be the Baloos.
Yeah. Well, my personal favorite one is Tigger's Army. why the hell does Tigger have an army?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that there's no, it's not really a thing. It's just people that are hanging out with each other under a fake pretend made up group, and now they're having pretend made up beef. It's fucking weird.
Seriously, that's sad. Seriously.
My favorite serialistly is peanut butter Captain Crunch.
It makes the roof of your mouth bleed.
It does, but it's so good.
It is good. You get the peanut butter directly into your bloodstream. So good. That's why. It's kind of similar to why Chew has fiberglass in it. It's to break this up so that way the nicotine gets in your bloodstream. Same concept with peanut butter.
Yep.
Captain Crunch. Facts. You're welcome.
It slices you open so you get the peanut butter.
But you know what? I'm sorry. I have to take a moment. Have you guys ever noticed how much sugary cereals are marketed as like just full-on drugs to kids? Like the Trix Rabbit is obviously a junkie looking for his next fix. Hardcore. Same with the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs kid. He's even admitted to a ward specifically to try and help him with his addiction, and he still just freaks the fuck out and starts having like user dreams and shit.
Yeah, and then you have
Tony the Tiger,
Lucky Charms.
Tony the Tiger's obviously steroids.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger steroids. Lucky Charms guy, he's trying to hide his.
He's trying to hide his stash, and all these damn kids are trying to steal his shit, and they're all hallucinating because they're eating his shit.
Yep.
Like it's just weird to me how much they're like very easily comparable to like drug pushing. Because the funny thing is even with Tony the Tiger obviously being roided out, because if you look at OG Tony the Tiger and modern Tony the Tiger, he's buff as shit in comparison, and you can't even see his balls because they shriveled up from the roids. But also he's just super good at sports, and which heavily implies that Frosted Flakes somehow helps you with sports.
Yeah, which is something though that when you're a kid you think.
You do.
Really
same thing look at
it. It's because you see that happen, like Wheaties. Exactly. You think eating Wheaties is going to make you Air Jordan.
Yeah.
You're going to jump higher because you have the little air pumps in the back of the Air Jordans.
Exactly.
Like, it was just a bunch of weird, stupid shit like that, and it's just fascinating to me how we market it to these kids. And it's okay.
90s marketing was way more aggressive, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it was way more aggressive. Way more assaulting on the senses. Like I'll have to post up a 90s ad that may or may not be real. I'll let you guys decide, but I'll post it up for you guys in your enjoyment.
All I know is that when I was a kid, advertisements were all psychedelic. They were all in your face. They were all, look how cool this is. Buy it, you know? Oh, actually, hold on. I have another
Airheads. You eat it, you change the color, and your head literally blows off your head.
Yes.
Yep. Blows out the hole in your roof and shit.
Fucking weird.
I have a fucking gripe I need to talk about real quick.
All right, what's your gripe?
Not to go off the rails too much, but I think it's too late. Fucking kids school.
I don't want to fuck kids. Oh, okay.
That's weird.
I loved mine in
the Scholastic Book Fair.
Just listen. Yeah. Here's the problem.
Happiness.
My kid is in elementary school. Yes. So they go into the book fair and they get to walk around and see everything that's in there. Right. And then they get to come home and say, hey, you know, I want this or that, right? But they don't send them home with like a little thing that has what's there at the book fair.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I used to get one of those.
We used to, yeah.
They get a wish list where a teacher or somebody essentially writes down 4 or 5 things and the price and a total and sends them home with that. So what you've done is you've let the kid choose $55 worth of fucking crap off of your shelf. Yeah. And then put it on this piece of paper, which to a kid in elementary school sure seems finite, right?
Yeah,
like
that's
this is happening.
That's like,
and then sends them fucking home to their parents to either get a yes and a cave in, or a no, we can't afford it, or what we did, which was a no, you're definitely not getting all of this stuff. You can get a book, a reading book, and then one fun thing. And that's what we did. And I sent her to school with her money, and that's what she did. But it just seemed like fucking bullshit to me. You're using the kid to
try and force the sale
profits. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that should be fucking illegal.
Absolutely. That's not at all how it was, like, from what I can remember going to those book fairs.
I don't know about illegal, but I do think that it's a bit egregious because you know that they know what they're doing. This isn't, oh, we're just trying to make it easier for parents. No, you're trying to make it easier for the kid to have a case of, look, all this stuff is here and here's the final amount. So just sign off on the bottom line.
Exactly. And then honestly, you know, Chloe is conscious about other kids around her that don't get things, you know? So sometimes it's easier to explain to her, you know, why we don't just blow $50 on junk from the book fair, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't think some kids are like that. And I think that especially putting kids in it or parents in a situation that can't afford to get things like that, right? Or to even
in another situation where they have to say no, and now the kid knows that the teacher knows what they wanted and what the amount was, and the fact that you said no means that you couldn't afford it. So the kid is hyper aware of the fact that the teacher's aware that you're poor.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
crap. And I think it causes a crappy situation. Anyway, so I think it's bullshit. I think it's something that shouldn't be allowed to happen. I don't think you should send your kid home. If you're going to send something home with prices and stuff like that, it needs to be like a pamphlet, a catalog, right?
Or you can choose with your kid.
Or it's you can send your kid to the bookstore with however much money you're going to let them spend.
Here's the average price of a book. Here's the average price of a fun thing.
Exactly. So it just seems like shady practices.
Or even just like a quote unquote bestsellers list. If they wanted to push sales, be like, hey, these are the books that sell really well that kids seem to really enjoy. These are the most, big ones, and they're this much. So just keep that in mind.
When I used to go to the book fair, I usually had enough money to get like a little book or like magazine kind of thing.
Right.
And I'd always try to get a poster, like a car poster or something.
My big thing when I went was I was always about the cheat code books. Because this was before the internet.
Shark shit.
There was the Game Shark shit. There were cheat codes, and it was cheat codes for every single game. It was like 1,000 cheat codes, and it was like every title for the PlayStation 1, and there was different cheat codes for every game. Yep. So cool.
That's what I would do.
That was my shit.
Every year I would get that. I would get a Goosebumps book, and then I would get whatever, like, spy fun kit thing that they had. Like,
I used to get things too, but but I would always try to get a poster of a car, like a Ferrari or a Porsche or some cool shit like that. I always had one on my wall when I was a kid growing up. Also though, like PlayStation 1, I was probably like not. So I had a PlayStation 1. How old was I when I had a PlayStation 1?
Probably like 10. It came out in like
probably like 30.
Probably like 35, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was probably 10 or 11. Yeah. So I don't know. I maybe I just didn't even realize I can get cheat codes, and I was just like cars. I've always liked cars anyway. But yeah, fuck that shit, and it pissed me off. And I did have to have and it did force a conversation I didn't want to have. And I think that it's bullshit. Now, granted, we're in a situation where I was able to send my kid to school with some cash, and she was able to buy, her things and whatever. But I just think that schools shouldn't be putting parents in that kind of situation. And rant. And fucking rant.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. That's some bullshit. I can't believe they do that now. That's crap.
You said Goosebumps, and it reminded me of a series of books I read that was about a town specifically, and like these kids' adventures in a town, and there was like actual deaths and like a bunch of like fucked up shit. And I really want to figure out what that book series was now, because I'm like, that not only was that a good book series to where I'd probably enjoy it even now, but they had like really interesting like little things. Like there was basically a kid that was a doomsday prepper who had like weapons cached all over the place. There was all kinds of shit. There was a witch that they would go to for help, but there was a chance that she might just kill them. Like there was this whole thing that I was all about. And now that I'm remembering it, it's blowing my mind, and I really want to read them again.
Well, maybe that's that's the end.
I'll look for that, and then I'll report back to you guys. So if you want an alternative to Goosebumps, maybe I'll do like a little book review.
Yeah, I also think that if people are interested in, and I think that that's actually a pretty good idea that we start doing little separate mini shows for things like movie reviews. I think that would be cool. This way we can get as spoilery as we want, and I think that we're gonna maybe even start doing something like that. Did you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Or if you guys liked what we did, where we just had you skip ahead, let us know that too as well. But we'll figure it out, and we'll come to a final conclusion.
Just to help us format our shows for the future. If it works better that way, or if you like how it's going now, just let us know. I do know that if I go to Disney and I see a denim shirt with a white rabbit, I'm setting that person on fire.
You're dumb. All right. Well, I think that we're done. I think we fucking nailed it. I think we're out of shit to talk about. Don't want to beat the dead horse or beat the bed horse. Jordan, plug our holes real quick, and then let's
hold up. What's it called, Bryce?
Spooksville.
Spooksville.
Yep.
I have to check.
They even had like a time travel subplot. It's good. I'm gonna reread all of these.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. As far as plugging, most importantly, of course, Facebook, PBnJ Podcast. You can find us on Twitter as well, at PBnJ Podcast. Snapchat as well, same handle. Follow us on YouTube and check out our live streams, just YouTube, PBnJ Podcast. And last but not least, if you do have any feedback, everything that we just talked about, you want to contribute a story, any tips, or you just want to chat or something, feel free to email us, pbnjpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, for the fancy audio version, pbnjpodcast.podbean.com.
Yep. Or anywhere you get your fucking podcast from.
Just shove that peanut butter and jelly sandwich in your eardrums.
Exactly. But definitely appreciate it. Sorry we're late.
Yeah. Thanks for
this show ended on a weird note. We're all just kind of like,
you know what it is because this was a weird show. I mean, honestly, in that there's a big portion of it some people may listen to, some people may not listen to.
Yeah.
There was stuff that we were just remembering to talk about, and it kind of feels like we could just continue to talk literally for the rest of the night, and we just can't fucking do that. So
cut it in the middle of Patrick talking. Go.
Oh,
that was a joke. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
That would be funny.
That's my thoughts on that. I do. I think it would be very funny.
All right. So this YouTube's video that's kind of going on over here.
We're quitting that shit.
Yeah, we're ending this. Thank you for joining us. My Pet Monster also thanks you for joining us. And yeah, and Bryce's unmade bed.
Go fuck yourself.
Peace.